What's going on, y'all? Thanks for checking in the Khaliis Take. You know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell just so you can get the newest and the bonus content first. But hey, let's just go ahead and jump right in. ESPN reports that Russell Westbrook picks up his $47 million contract player option. He exercises it to try to remain with the Lakers. By picking up that option, that definitely, helps him, remain with the Lakers. But what he doesn't realize is the Lakers don't want this dude. I mean, as much as Russell Westbrook has, tried to, wanting to be with this team, wanting to stay, wanting to make it a home, I feel like as much as he wants to make it a home, that's just as much as the Lakers organization don't want him to make it a home. And I don't think Lakers fans want to hear this. This is not what Lakers fans wanted to hear, because by now, most Lakers fans probably would have assumed that Russell Westbrook wouldn't even be playing in a Lakers jersey or wouldn't even be nowhere near the team or on the roster by now. But it's still true. And he's still there, and to be honest with you, I'm kind of shocked that he's still there. I mean, I would have thought by now, he'd be gone this off season. I would have figured out. I would have thought, maybe by the end of All-Star break or by this off season, they'd be figured out something by now. But after a while, I start to realize Russell Westbrook isn't going anywhere, and there are some who think that Russell Westbrook should stay, a part of this team because he can get better. You know what I'm saying? So. And then there's some who want him to stay on this team so they can keep getting worse, the ones that are not Lakers fans or something like that. But at the same time, I'm looking at it from this standpoint. If Russell Westbrook plays a little bit better this next season, which, is possible. I'm not saying he will, but I mean, it's possible that he can play a little bit better going to this next season. If he plays a little bit better going to this next season, then the Lakers are probably looking at it like, well, his stock will go up at least enough to where if we don't find a way to trade him this offseason, we could definitely trade him next, or ain't really got to trade him next offseason. That'll be the end of his, big 5-year contract, the other $47 million. So really, it would be easier for him next year to pretty much just let him walk. But I mean, at the same time, maybe they're thinking maybe if he plays good, up, let's say mid-season, maybe they can make a trade at All-Star break, or something like that. If they don't see any improvement from last year going into this next one. At least that's how I think they're looking at it. Or that's how I would look at it, if I was them. If he plays good at least the first half of the season, maybe you can do something by All-Star break and maybe make some type of, pitch to somebody, and maybe they would, bite on it since, he would be playing better. It's always good to trade a player when the value is still there, of course. So, I mean, that's what the Lakers are banking on, because I don't know if the Lakers can do anything this offseason, because, I mean, for what everybody saw from Russell Westbrook last just isn't enough evidence for them to take a chance on him. I mean, and, not unless it's a sign and trade thing, which they might be able to do something like that with a low market team, like, maybe the Charlotte Hornets. I know I spoke on them a couple weeks ago because they were a team that was projected to be interested in Russell Westbrook, but I guess the Lakers felt like they weren't going to get nothing really substantial back in return. So it's like maybe they, fled on that one because they didn't really see it to be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So you trade Russell Westbrook to any team, and you don't get anything back. It's like pointless. And I understand that. So, I'm going to look at it from this standpoint here as well. Russell Westbrook needs to come into next. If he doesn't get traded this offseason, he needs, which doesn't look like that's going to happen. I mean, him picking up the player option and everything, it looks like he's going to stay with the Lakers to me. And then, like I said, there's certain powerful people that said he still should be with the Lakers. And even though Magic Johnson's not really too much, involved with the Lakers, but he's still a big name. And when Magic said it, I feel like when Magic said that about a couple months ago or less, I feel like that changed Russell Westbrook's outcome, because I felt like he was on the cusp of getting traded, but I felt like as soon as Magic Johnson said Russell Westbrook, should stay on the Lakers, he can do better with the Lakers and all the things that Magic was saying, I felt like the whole trajectory of the whole situation just changed just because he said something. I don't know. I feel like he's just that powerful. But like I said, Russ is here, and like I said, I'm never going to embrace Russ in regards to championship level basketball because I know he can't. I don't feel like he can play that. I don't feel like he's built for that. I feel like he's built for individual stats. The triple double king or whatever you want to call him. He did it like 2 seasons in a row or something like that. But I don't feel like he's built for championships because, like I said, he just can't elevate his game to that level. And maybe they'll give it a try this year unless they can find somebody or find a way to get rid of Russell Westbrook. But that's the thing with Russ. You got to understand, you're wanting to play for a team that doesn't even want you there. I mean, they really would have loved to have Kyrie and sent you to Brooklyn with KD if KD was going to stay there. I mean, and when you see things like that as a player, to me, that should, be a red flag. I mean, maybe you should take your talents elsewhere or even think about going elsewhere because this team really isn't for you the way it's built. Because you're the one piece that's on there that really doesn't fit. And when a player doesn't fit with the team, it really just, it shows more and more, and it makes the team play a lot worse because, you're trying to implement somebody who's a top 75 player, but just because he's a top 75 player doesn't mean he fits with the Lakers. I mean, it doesn't mean that, he's a fit for what they're trying to do. So, I mean, I just think it's too much confusion and everything with the Lakers right now. And Darvin Ham, the new coach, is just stuck in the middle. He's trying to say all the right things. He's trying to be positive. And he's trying to come in there and, give this work mentality and try to have everybody, in place. But words can only go but so far. These guys got to go out there and perform it on the floor. And I don't care what workout video LeBron does or has. Yeah, LeBron looks great, and he put up massive numbers last year, all this other stuff, but it didn't equate to winning. I don't care, I see these little workout videos with LeBron and all this stuff. None of that stuff matters to me. I don't care about none of that stuff. It's all about winning championships when it comes to the Lakers. They're just that type of team. If it's not winning championships, if they don't have a game plan for that, nobody cares about anything else because everything else is just a waste. You know what I'm saying? It's 100% a waste. So when you think about it from that standpoint, when you look at Russ, you look at AD, and you look at LeBron, they have enough to do better than what they did last year. And even if they don't trade Russell Westbrook or Russell Westbrook walks after next summer, they still should, this next season, even with those three, if they're healthy, they still should have a better record than what they had last year. No doubt about it. I mean, that was just utterly embarrassing. And it really took everybody's stock down besides LeBron James because he's a lot older. So nothing can really blemish his record too much. But, Russ is going to really have to try to figure out what he can do, not only on the offensive end, but he's going to have to start playing a little bit better defense too. I mean, and I know he's not a defensive guy or anything like that, but if this team plans on being any better, because it looks like to me they're going to have the same roster they had last year for the most part, maybe with one or a couple of additions here and there, but the main 3 guys are going to be there from what I see. Doesn't look like there's going to be any change between Russ, AD, and LeBron. That trio is there. It's set in stone, look like to me, because I don't think nobody's going to take Russ at this point. Contract is too big. He's definitely not worth it, and he's definitely not going to help you win. So, I mean, with those 3 deficits against Russell Westbrook, I mean, it's really a waste to even talk about trading him unless, like I said, it's a very low budget, low market team. But then if it's that, then what are you getting back in return that can really help you win? See what I'm saying? So I feel like the Lakers are just, stuck right now, and, they got to just make do with what they have. And like I said, if what you have is 3 top 75 players, then the product on the floor has to look a lot better than what it did last year. So, I mean, Russ is going to have to learn to play a little bit better defense. He's going to have to learn to maybe pass the ball more. and just find his offense at times, instead of trying to, just go out there and, take ill-advised 3-point shots that he can't hit, and, just be a liability on the floor. He has to play more in control. And like I said, I know it's easier said than done because that's not his game. He plays, really fast-paced, reckless basketball, and it's always been exciting to watch in the past. But when you come to a team like the Lakers, it all has to come together to help a team win a championship. And I don't think Russell Westbrook game is evolved to that point. And I think the Lakers just going to struggle more next year if they keep predominantly the same team, which it looks like they are. And I'm waiting till next season to see. I really am, because like I said, this team could really be the worst Lakers team of all time if they come out there. I already personally think they were that last year, but they could really solidify that if they come out there this next season and play the same way they did this last season that just passed. So, but hey, there's a lot left in the off season to go. We'll see what happens with the team. But Russ picking up that player option, wanting to come back to the Lakers, is showing that he has dedication at the most. I'll say that, but it's really bad to feel. It's really bad to show dedication to a place or to an organization that really doesn't want you, though, and that's. To me, that's a bad sign for Russell Westbrook all the way around. So this upcoming season, better be a promising one, better be a better one than last year. That's all I can say. Or otherwise, it won't be no Russell Westbrook going into next season. And I don't think Lakers fans would be, I don't think they would hate on that at all. I think they would embrace that. And like I said, it's a target on Russell's back. He knows that, but like I said, it's up to him to, redirect the script and maybe do better. Of course, try to do better next year than what he did last year and try to help the team as much as he can. But I just don't see it, and I just don't believe in Russ's game to, for the Lakers to really get over that hump. I just don't believe it. But like I said, it looks like he's going to be there, at least going into next season from the way it looks. So unless something changes, I'll definitely report it. But as of right now, Russ is staying with the Lakers, and that's just the way it is. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section. Check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis.